So we are here
Okay.
today for meeting and celebrate and create awareness about the longevity. And as we know and as we talk about it, that is not something which cannot be cured. That is not like made by God or something. It is something which can be cured. It is a disease. And we are here to talk about that, something like that, longevity. We will talk about, we will promote it. So this is the one of the reason we are celebrating this 1st October, or rather I can say the first week of the October, as a longevity day, which is also an officially an international day for older person. I am heartily welcome all the speaker who joining today this conference, and also welcome those watching our live streaming over the YouTube. So before I start, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Avinash from India Future Society, and me and my colleague Siddharth just trying to promote some research toward longevity as well as transhumanism as well as other advanced scientific um, um, topics as well as advertise and advancement of technology. So firstly, I would like to invite my colleague, friend as well as co-founder of India Future Society, Siddharth, to present about the longevity and India Future Society. He will his work is just kind of introduction rather than more talk. So please, Siddharth.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Okay. Hi. I will start with a presentation, and I will share the presentation.
Okay.
Okay. So just I'm starting my presentation. Just give me a moment. Avinash, I will have to press that showcase button, no?
Yeah. Not showcase. There's a screen share. The screen share the second option from the
Okay.
left
Wait.
side.
Wait. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. I'm just sharing the screen. First of all, hello to all from India. I think I am the youngest one. Okay. Are you able to see my screen now?
Uh,
You cannot see your slide.
no.
No. Okay. Wait. 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 Okay. Now is it happening?
No slide at the moment.
You have to select your screen to share.
Is it happening now?
No.
No.
Last time it was very easy. Okay. Okay. Am I sharing now?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It is.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Is it happening?
Yeah, it was.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Everybody able to see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay, so I will start before anything bad happens. Okay, so starting of the presentation, it is total. I have just 20 to 25 slides. I will try to finish in 10 to 15 minutes, and then other speakers can start. Okay. So myself, Siddhartha S. Verma. I'm co-founder of India Future Society. These are my designations. I am working in IBM for last 7 months. I was doing MSc in gravitational wave research from University of Western Australia, and I have a BTech in instrumentation from India. Below is my website. Okay, so everybody able to hear see the screen?
Yes, we can see you.
I see you. I
Okay,
don't see
so
anything.
in this we
Yeah.
are on the second.
We
Sorry,
cannot see
at the
the
moment,
slide.
I don't see your screen anymore. I don't
I
know for
know.
the others, but for me, I don't see the screen. Sorry.
Avinash, Ilia, are you able to?
No, we
I
cannot
don't
see.
see the presentation. I don't. I see you, but don't presentation.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You just need to select your presentation, it will show up.
And
Yeah, I mean,
remain in front of your presentation. Don't go over to the Hangout. Just stay at your presentation.
You don't need to switch to the Hangout, just be on your presentation.
okay. I mean, I am sharing, but I don't know what is happening.
No, again, please select the screen share and select
Okay, I
the.
mean, if somebody else can start because this is just I'm wasting
Okay,
time,
for technical problem, let me go
Maybe
forward.
you just start your presentation and then I will do. Okay.
For little bit technical problem from one side of the speaker, so let me start once
Because
because
in
second I'm going
my
to
Google
speak.
Hangout, it is showing that you are presenting to everybody.
So for technical problem, let me move for further. The further work or further speak is by me. I'm just going to present a basic work toward the alternate way of longevity. Actually, from my background, I'm more from technological side rather than from biological side. But I have some experience. I'm continue working and researching in brain computer interface and similar kind of work. So I'm presenting today the alternate way of longevity, that is the mind uploading. According to me, I'm using that word, and I think so many people around the world also using the same word. I would like to show uh, something about mind uploading. I think everyone can see my slides.
Yes.
Slide is visible.
Yes.
Everyone? So my topic of the talk is mind uploading, which is an alternate way of longevity or digital longevity. I would say that topic an overview on digital way for longevity. So mind uploading could be the one alternate way to get the longevity, as we are trying to extend the life, as we're trying to change the organs. But what is possible if we can change the mind, or we can upload the mind to some digital device like computer? So my talk is an overview of that digital way of longevity. We can see from last some decade we are going progressing toward the technology very quickly, very quickly. You can see with this graph that on 2400 BC we have nothing, and from last around 500 to 1000 years we just progressed like exponentially, more than the exponentially in the last some decade. And the current situation is that we can able to we have such technology that we can do something with the organs. We can even preserve the organs, we can exchange the organs, and we are also working on so much focusing toward the brain research. And currently we can see the brain computer interface, which is really hot topic of the research from last couple of years especially. So it's also possible to do mind uploading kind of thing at the moment. What is the mind uploading? Mind uploading is a task where people can convert their brain which is made from neurons and synapses, can convert their brain to digital form. And this is the part of the research. But after the movies like the matrices and the avatar, I think everyone have at least know about the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, if they haven't seen it yet, they can please see once, just for their technology and their idea of technology. These movies are all about like connecting the brain with the computer. And both of the movies, especially these two movies I'm mentioning, because these are the two which really explain the technology. Someone might is noisy. Okay, thanks. um, I need to switch my presentation again my presentation visible. Hello.
I don't see us
Yeah, but
changing the
So
slides.
we
first,
don't
so he
see
can
it
be.
moving. I mean, it is still in the first presentation.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, it's still in the first.
Still in the first.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah. You
is it
have to.
is it moving?
No.
No.
Oh, that
That's
I'm
strange.
sharing again. Now is it visible?
Not. Sorry.
Is it visible now?
Still not.
It's visible, but it's on the first slide.
Yeah, it's that.
By the way, I have sent my presentation to all, so maybe all of you can open my presentation when I am talking. Is it possible?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
My
I have
let me
sent
know
it
when
to
the slide.
Ilia, Didier, Daria, all of them.
Yeah.
Let me know if my slide is changing now.
Still not. Sorry.
Oh,
No.
really strange. Okay, I think now it's possible. See, is it changing now?
Not yet.
No.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah, but I saw your mouse moving, so it should be okay if you click on the right slide. No?
Okay.
Try to click on another slide.
Yeah, I'm on the second slide. Is it second slide? Black screen?
No, that's
No.
strange.
Oh, what happened with the
Strange,
Google?
strange.
We are talking about the technology and something's
Yeah,
problem
that's
with
classical.
Let me stop
Yeah.
again presenting and we'll start presenting again.
Maybe you can share each slide. Go back and forth and share each slide.
Okay.
No, I think the best way
No,
is
it's
you can
working.
also send it to us. We will open it on our side and then.
No, just no. It's the slide which people also started to dreaming about to come out from their bodies.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so you can continue, I think.
Oh, still slide is not changing. It looks like a big problem because there are other speaker also. The slide is on the same page here.
It's still on
Yeah.
on the same page,
Oh.
not moving.
No, you try to change the slides. No, you.
Is it moving?
Yeah, it's
No.
second one.
The second one.
It's on the second one. You change it to other slide. You change it to other slide, no?
Okay, I guess what's the problem is this. Let me do it once and then.
I think all of us should have sent our slides, and then we could have just looked at those slides. But anyway,
Now,
Yes.
changing.
Yeah.
No, it's changing.
technology is
Yes. It's okay this time.
Is it changing now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on the third slide. So I was talking about the technological advancement.
Yeah.
Um, from last some decades, we really quickly advance in technology, and now the status is that one of the complex mystery of brain is toward we are going toward fastly to solve that mystery also. We can change the organs in the body, like we can change the heart, most of the part of the body. We have the things like stem cell, which can help you to live more longer life than already we have. So this is all because of technological advancement we have within some years, last couple of decades, I would say. I was talking about the two movies, especially Matrix and the Avatar. These two movies is all about the brain and the connection of the brain with computer, where a person can can control their artificial image or artificial avatar in some other form of environment, or you can say the digital environment. So after these movies, the idea is quite promising, and after these movies, that lot of people start dreaming about to come out from their bodies. Actually, my slides inspire from Marcel Brain, how stuff works. So I'm just quoting him. According to Marcel Brain, people really start to connect their brain with the computer because of couple of reasons. And he said there are mainly basic three reasons behind it. First, first and the most basic reason is gaming, computer games. People are really fond of feeling what they are not. Like some of us maybe feel in the games like he's warrior. Some of us maybe feel in the game like he's a fast driver. Or some of us maybe feel in the games like we are some of the best player in particular game. As we are not actually possible in the actual environment, but it might be possible in virtual environment or computer games. So this is the first reason people want to come out from their brain, or in other word I would say that people like to connect their body with computer, connect their brain with the computer so that they can feel the same as they do in their games. Second reason is quite interesting. Second reason is a pornography, and I don't think I need to explain about it much. So what's the second one reason people like to come up from their bodies? And it's one of the hidden reason I think most of the people have. Might be they will not explain, but really it's one of the technology is also going very advanced, and in future of this thing is really amazing. Third reason is we are here for the longevity. Longevity is the one of the thing we are focusing today in the conference, and as we know, people can die with trauma, with disease, with aging, with any type of incident, and even he can suicide or some this kind of thing possible with him. But with the brain, mind uploading, or uploading brain or connecting brain with computer, is it possible to maybe uh, to find another way of longevity? Maybe it's a digital. It's something which has lot of ethics behind it, but still there are so much possibility of longevity using mind uploading, which I am mentioning here. But I'm not going in a detail because I'm just telling you the overview about mind uploading. So how mind uploading can help in the longevity? As I said, in case of longevity, there's a zero trauma, there's no problem at all. Second is the almost no disease, because you are in computer, you may there might be bugs, but as you can copy it again in several computers, so such kind of disease or such kind of bugs can be removed easily. And of course, there's almost, or in another word I would say, much
Can we
less
ask a question here?
yeah, please.
Now, when you connect brain to computer,
Yes.
can you also do a specific area of the brain?
Yeah, connecting brain with the computer at the moment is not possible, of course, but what we are
Oh,
proposing is to
I
convert
see.
whole consciousness to brain. Means computer will feel exactly like human feel. Like he can see the pupil, he can think, he can generate the ideas. There's a logical thinking, there's a one motor activities also. If we connect that particular computer with some kind of arm or legs or other kind of uh, moving parts of the body, so he can. But of
Ah,
course, there must be some problem which is unknown at the moment, and there are some ethics problem also. Ethical
yeah.
problem is like for me, if someone got my brain data or someone got my copy of my data and he can misuse my brain, or maybe with the help of some other kind of computer program, he can control some of functionality of the brain, and he can
Mhm.
misuse. So there's of course there are such kind of ethical issues are there, but still it could be the one of the alternate option for longevity, as I said. So there's a possibility, and people should think about it. So so one of the basic thing, as I said, we can live forever and can have any kind of fun, probably in some sense. But of course, as you said, if someone need to be take out their brain and convert into digital form, their body is, as well as their neurons, especially on neurons, I think body is neurons and brain can be separated into major part. Their neurons, or in other word brain, will die if if we did something like that. And if that die, that also means that we need to save such brain or uh, such human brain to in some permanent place. So the solution is to upload mind to permanent medium or somewhere else which cannot be damaged. Otherwise, another ethical issue will arise, like what happen if that particular computer, or in simple word I would if say hard disk, where we store that mind, could be damaged. It's again like getting death, of course. So either upload such mind into permanent medium which cannot um, destroyed easily or never, or either don't upload. But as we are a kind of, someone is mobile or something is ringing, I think, as on it anyway. So we have a solution to upload our mind into permanent kind of medium, or either don't upload. Of course, the first way of solution is more promising, and we need to find a way. Let me introduce about some very important facts about human brain. Might be some of you know also, but because of some audiences out there, I would like to tell you. Our brain is quite big. Size is 1400 cc on average. It has almost, if you did the total of neural activity of the brain, including all the neurons, it generates about 20 watts every second. That means a simple CFL, I guess everyone know about the CFL. CFL is a simple light. Our brain can light up a 20 watt CFL. or 20-watt bulb. And of course, there are so many neurons as we have stars, as the in general word, about 100 millions neurons are out there. And more than that neuron, there are synapses. I will tell you about basic about a neuron and synapses, of course. And these neuron and synapses made from 10 to the power 29, 10 to the raise power 29 atoms. So you can think how big his brain is, means how many things are in a simple size of 1400 cc average brain has. Let me tell you a brief thing about the neurons and synapses. If you are seeing this structure as a with long tail and the violet color tree-like structure. This whole thing is called neurons. It's very small in size in millimeter, and every small part of the tree, which is axon, or in other word terminal, has some kind of connection with other neurons. Those things is called synapses. That's why synapses is more than the neurons. So we have something like this structure, and we know our computer work very differently than this kind of structure. So how brain actually do the things, how it encode the information in brain. The first way is all the information in the brain is kind of neuron to neuron connection. This is the first way, the way neuron encode the information. Second, when neuron to neuron connected, they create the synapses. And as more as we have synapses, there are so that much information is there. So synapses weighing, that's another way of encoding information in the brain. And of course, as we learn new things, new synapses or new kind of connection between neuron to neuron created. So this is the third thing, we encode information in the brain. So how it's possible to upload such kind of complex structure, complex size, complex number, which we cannot even write in a single page, to convert in some kind of computer or digital formation? So there are some ways, but these ways are really general, quite general in the way, and it's hardly to follow any one of them at the moment. But of course, we can wish in the future we can. First way is extract the information from your brain in some way. I don't know what way it's possible. In some way, extract it from your in brain and simply upload into the brain. It's look quite simple, but it's not like that. Second, create neurons, as we have in brain, and do make them to possibly do the same thing as our neuron doing in our brain. It's called neuron simulation. It's also one of it also could possible to do this kind of way. And third is simulate every atoms. I would like to go in the second point again. The IBM has recently created a synapses which can do quite similar of the work as our neurons create the synapses. So you can see there's a possibility, and maybe in some I guess within 10 to 15 ways, 10 to 15 years, maybe the brain like mouse brain could be uploaded in the computer. It's just my thoughts. Third way is quite childish, but it could be the way. Create every similar atom as we have in brain, and I just uh, already informed you about that. There is about 10 to the raise power 29 atom in our brain. So of course, it's also kind of impossible task, but there's some still there are some 99.9 impossibility, but there's a 0.1 possibility to do this. So these are the three possible ways to upload the brain. So this is what I would like to just overview toward the mind uploading, not going more deeper inside of it, but it's possible. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed what I'm trying to say. So anyone have a questions? Hello?
Thank you, Avinash. Thank you. Anton, you had a question? Just keep
Yes,
on reading.
Yeah, Professor Rao.
try to ask the question because I cannot talk much because I am working at the moment.
Okay.
So the question, well, your proposal to scan all atoms, it seems redundant for me. It's enough
Yes.
to be able to scan our connectome, I think.
Uh-huh. As I'm saying, it's just a very articulate way of doing the things, but it's a way. I don't know what's the way of do that simulating the atom simulation like spin, position, and of course type of atom. But of course there could be the way, and a physicist who's studying more about the atom can answer better about it.
Professor
And
Rao
Well,
had a question. Anton, Professor Rao had a question.
yeah,
mhm.
Professor Rao.
Yeah, you were mentioning about uploading or downloading mind at
Just
some point
uploading.
of future.
Yeah,
What do you think is the nature of the mind
yeah,
to do that?
yeah,
Is it
exactly
a
that I'm
physical
saying.
entity or uh, it is brain plus something or part of the brain something plus something?
If we upload our brain to the computer, it it will be a just digital thing. It cannot be a physical entity. It will be a something which can be copied in several computer, but of course depends on the choice of particular person who is doing this, or a particular owner of that brain, maybe the family of people of that
No,
particular person.
no. My question is, if you can at some stage
Yeah.
upload or download mind from brain.
Okay.
So what do we think that the nature of the mind? It must be something that is downloadable and uploadable, right?
Yeah, right. If you know a little bit about, if we go with the artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence has some capability that it can simulate the brain like a baby brain, a child brain of age of 3 years at the moment. So if we upload our brain, and what I mean to say, it's if we can do with that thing with just artificial intelligence, and we can get such data, such emotional parameter as we have in our brain in computer, then of course exactly same possible after mind uploading as we do at the moment as a physical entity, as a natural body. We can also do when we uploaded our mind in computer. It's possible. But of course I cannot assure you anything about at the moment, because it's a highly research topic as well as ethics related topic, which need to be a more discussed, more workout. But this is a one of the way. It's a one possibility toward the digital longevity.
Okay.
May I also ask a question?
Yes, Daria.
Um, one of the popular topics is cryonics now, and 200 people are already cryopreserved. Do you think it would be possible to upload information from cryopreserved brain?
Yes, it's possible. See, cryopreservation is all about to preservation of your brain, especially in smallest units. I would say the cell of the body, so that in future we can unfreeze those bodies and just put the some kind of liquid to the body and just make them alive again. That's the main purpose of cryonics. If we can do that, also we can also do the mind uploading kind of things with that such kind of body. If it's all the cell, all the neurons, all the synapses will work there, we can also do something like that. So yes, answer is yes, we can do in case of cryonics body. Am I answered your question, Daria?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, anyone?
Yeah, I was just wondering, we don't have any cryonics facility in India, no?
Yeah, of course there's no at the moment.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very expensive. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lecture by the Valeria Pride. who will tell about the Cryonics more in detail, of course, about the cost, of course, somehow. So let's move on. If there's no question, we can move on.
Yeah.
Move on. Another lecture by. We control it. Okay. Thanks. And the another lecture is by Didier Coeurnelle, who is born in 1962 and active member of European Life Extension Community. His lecture is on life extension. I would like to I like to read about his biography a little bit. Please update any information if I'm wrong. He's a funding member and a co-chair of HEALS, Healthy Life Extension Society, and as a member of Association Francis Transhumanist AFT Technoprobe. He's also a lifelong member of Immortality Institute and donor of Sense Foundation. As a member of HEALS, Didier published the newsletter in French as well as in Dutch. As a member of AFT, which is a transhumanism-based organization, he took part in the first two conferences in the University of Sorbonne. Uh, These are also politically active in the Green Movement. He is a jurist working in the Belgium Federal Public Service and specialized in social security. So he's going to present today on something about life extension. And Didier, are you there?
Yes, yes, thank you for this presentation, Avinash. Once again, sorry that I'm technical-progressist, but I'm not even able to calculate time correctly. But just joking. It's not the first time, I did plus 5 in place of minus 5. So thank you also, Ilia, to remind me that it was the good time. Okay, so now I will speak today about the political advantages and dangers of a world with or without life extension for almost everybody. It's a presentation that I did a few days ago also in Mytilene in Greece for the post-humanist conference, but I will change it a little bit. And now, if everything is going okay, you should see the screen. Is it okay? Do you see it?
Is it?
Yes. And do you see when I change?
Yeah, it's
yes.
changing also.
Okay, so it's okay. I propose that you during the presentation that you just stop me if you don't understand something, not if you disagree. And if you disagree, that's for after the presentation. If you don't understand, that's for during the presentation. Let's do it this way if it is okay for you. Okay, so my presentation, I always begin with 2 seconds of silence for a few of the 100,000 people who died, who will die today of old age.
Okay.
1, 2. Okay.
Okay.
And this presentation, there will be 4 parts. It's about the consequences of longevity. So let's think that in a few years we find a way not to age anymore. How will people, political leaders, men in the street and so on react? And there will be 4 parts: the possible choices of the states, of the governments, the possible choice of political groups. Then I will approach the consequence of a longer life for the society. And in 1 or 2 sentences, I will also speak about more radical concepts, digital longevity, but somebody spoke already about it, so I will not go very far in this part. So the first part is about how could the governments, the states react if there was the possibility to really live longer. And so here we all know that it's not something totally hypothetical anymore. So I will not give details for you. You all know about what's possible. and what could be possible. You can have three choices: life extension outlawed, life extension available only to a few, and life extension largely available. So the life extension outlawed, to be honest, I think that the probability that you sometimes see in the newspapers of some people thinking, oh, it should be unlawful to have new ways to have a longer life, I think that the probability is very low. Why? But first, because we live in a very interconnected society, so the risk, even if it was possible in some countries to make research for life extension prohibited, it would not be possible everywhere. So this probability to have it really outlawed for everybody is, for me, very low. So then you have the possibility to have life extension available only to a few. That's also something that you see sometimes in science fiction movies, that life extension is very expensive, and so it is only for very rich people. I think that the probability is actually also very low, but why? First aspect is if you have, if the governments and the citizens understand that life extension is a possibility, the social, political, economic pressure to have it available for everybody would be a gigantic one. So it would be very difficult to resist for the scientific community and also for the companies who would own patents. It would be very difficult to resist the pressure to make the prices low. Second aspect is scientific research for life extension. It's like scientific research also for computers, for in other domains. It is the research is very, very expensive, but the solutions, once you have it, are not so expensive. Like a mobile phone and a computer, there is a technology, an incredibly complicated technology behind it, but you can buy a computer or a smartphone for less than $100, and prices will even go down more. So if there was the life extension technologies could be nanotechnology, gene therapy, or products. And in these three cases, the probability that the price to produce this in very large quantities, the probability that it would be very expensive for each person is low. And of course, you have a potential market of 7 billion inhabitants. So it's easy to have it largely. Well, it's easy. It's the biggest probability for me is that life extension would be largely available, but there are a few if, and I will come back to this if. Now, let's imagine what could be the reactions of the people politically active in the broader sense. So I will speak about the question left-wing or right-wing, secular sides, religious sides, libertarian, authoritarian, and then let's say techno-conservatives against techno-progressives. First, the question about left-wing, right-wing. Of course, for leaders from left-wing political parties, you could imagine that their first priority would be to make life extension available to everybody. But there is also a risk that that some of these leaders would say, "Oh, I don't want life extension. I don't want scientific research for life extension, because it would be only for rich people, and it would be a very dangerous situation, because the result of this could be that scientific research for life extension would be only made by private companies and not by public companies, and that after that there would be patents related to life extension, and then in a first time at least life extension would be indeed for rich people. So it's kind of a paradox. If the progressive leaders want to stop public scientific research, the result could be in the first time that you have it only for rich people, and it would be also a very dangerous situation, a world where the people in the street could think that life extension is only for rich people, and that poor people would have to die of old age, to continue to die of old age. And that's why when you go to let's say right-wing political leaders, these people could think, oh, this is a principle of free enterprise, that life extension methods can be available only for a few because it's free market and so on. But it would be a mistake for them also, because once again, this society where rich people can live longer and poor people have to die, or at least if people think that the society could be like this way, would be very dangerous. Now, a few words about secular sites, religious sites. Of course, when speaking about atheist leaders, normally it will be no problem to be in favor of life extension, because if you are atheist, you think that there is nothing after that, and so you don't have anything to lose. But in this world at the moment, most leaders in the world are religious leaders, and you can be afraid that these religious leaders will be against life extension, because life extension is against the natural, let's say, is against the nature and so on. I think that actually the risk is not so big as it seems. Why? Because there is a tradition of religious leaders to be against scientific progress before the scientific progress is available to everybody, but not once that it is available to everybody. Let's speak about anesthetic, about vaccination, about the children dying when they are young. Before and also about women giving birth in pain, for example. Before technologies were available to make it possible to have better medicine, better technology, many leaders were against it. But nowadays, almost no leader is, for example, against transfusion. So here also, I think that the risk that religious leaders will be against life extension is small, but there is a risk. And also, I want to say a few words, but it would be very long to speak about this. But I still want to say a few words about the question of the management of terror theory. So, as we all know, at the moment, everybody is going to die of old age. As we all also know, this is not very funny, and it is so difficult to accept that once you accept it, death and death of old age, you do not try to avoid it anymore, because hope is a poison. Politicians, scientists, leaders act the same way, and so there is a risk that once technologies are available, people will still think, oh, we have to fight against this, because I would say, because they learn to love death. and especially because they learn to love death of old age. So there is a big risk, and that's probably, well, that's for me the biggest problem concerning all sociological and political aspects of our work in favor of longevity. It's how to convince people that old age is not a good thing, and but taking in consideration that, of course, you don't want also people to suffer because they understand, oh, it's awful. No, because at the moment we don't have choice. Okay, I I would not go very fast for these slides, the opposition between libertarians and authoritarians people, just to say that the authoritarian way of seeing life extension would be to say, you can imagine two authoritarian ways. One is to say life extension is compulsory for everybody, and I don't think that there is a big risk there. We have the choice to benefit or not from new technologies. Actually, most people choose to have new technologies. There are not many people, for example, using no electricity, but there are a few, so you are free. And you can also imagine an authoritarian society where the leaders say life extension is prohibited, but okay, I said why I think the probability is low. And then there is the let's say opposition between Luddites or people wanting to apply very much the precautionary principle, and technoprogressists and people wanting technoprogressives and people wanting to apply the proactive principle. I think that the risk related to scientific research concerning life extension are very low, and so that we should, especially in this for this question, apply the proactive principle. And what's the proactive principle? The proactive principle is the principle that you have when there are risks, you have to do something and not only to abstain, let's say in a few words. Now, the third part of this short speech is about the consequences of a longer life for the society. I will probably not have time to cover everything, but I want to speak a little bit about environmental consequences, economic consequences, and I want to speak a little bit also, but a little bit more about violence in the society. At first, the environmental aspects. When you speak to the people in the street about life extension, the first answer will be yes, but there is a problem, a potential problem of overpopulation. Actually, the best way to the best way to handle overpopulation is to have a longer life and is to have life extension. At least when you take a look at statistics concerning the evolution the last 50 years and more, you can see that there is a very, very strong correlation between the number of children per woman and life extension. And this is in the other way than what you could think logically. So it means when people live longer, they have fewer children, and overpopulation is not anymore a problem. Here you have a graph coming from the website gapminder.org. That's a very good website, and each circle is one country. So you have in horizontal axis the number of children per woman, and on vertical axis the life expectancy. And you see that nowadays, except the sub-Saharan countries, it means the countries in deep blue, except for the sub-Saharan countries, the number of children per woman is now very low, and life expectancy is higher. The most spectacular example is probably Bangladesh, but India is also a very spectacular example where the number of children per woman is decreasing really fast, and the life expectancy is increasing very fast. I had no time to switch this with the Indian slide, but it's more or less similar. It's a little bit less going up for life expectancy and a little bit less going down for the number of children per woman. Okay, of course, you have also a more productive population where people live longer. And on a very long term, if women are able to have children without limitation, it could be, let's say, a problem if women decide to have to continue to have children. But I would say we have time to think about it. And also, I would say more in general, do you think that you have to say to your parents or even to yourself that we have to die of old age because in 50 years we could have a problem? I don't think so. I will be short about the economic. Sorry, I come back also to the question of environmental consequences in general, just to say, in a society where people live longer, people tend to be more careful, and so they are also more careful in an for all environmental aspects. Sorry. Okay, I go back to the economic aspects. The first thing that I want to say is that the most expensive aspect of a longer the most expensive aspect concerning health expenses for all people is the cost for the last year of the life. But when people live longer, that means that there are less people dying each year. That means that there are less people in the last year of their life. And here you have the comparison between expenses for healthcare for people aged 65 years and more in the United States in a normal year and in the last year of their life. So you see that there is a huge difference. So it means in economic terms, living longer and having a rising life expectancy is good for economy. It's good for the economy. I will not speak about retirement age today because I don't have time enough, except to say that for me it's very important, if you raise pension age, to begin with rich people, because the rich people live longer. So in terms of equity, it is better to begin with these people and not with poor people. So for this I don't have time. And now I come to the for me the most important point concerning the consequences of a society where people live longer. A society where people live longer is also a peaceful society. Why? First, because people advancing in age are happier people. When you ask people what's your level of happiness, you have a kind of U-curve of happiness. Young people are happy, people of middle age are less happy, and older people are happier again, except when they really are too old, and not because they are advancing in age, but because they have health problems. But people advancing in age without health problems are happier than the average people. And the second aspect is even more important. The second aspect is concerning the violence in the society. Here you have the number of crimes per in the United States and in the United Kingdom, sorry, and you see that the number is decreasing very fast. Not when people are advancing in age, not because they are too old to commit crimes. Too old, I mean, not physically more able to commit crimes, but just because when you live long enough in a more or less peaceful society, you learn not to use violence yourself. And also, when life is longer, you tend to be more careful not to lose it, and when life is longer, it appears to be a lot more precious. For this, very often people don't understand that when life is longer, it is more precious, and still, for example, killing babies just 200 years ago or even 150 years ago was less a crime than today. And why was it so? That was because many children were dying in their infancy. And now killing a baby, killing a child is a major crime. It's even a bigger crime than killing an adult. But it was not like this when many children were dying. Okay. And what I want to say also, that's we are living in a very dangerous society, because technological progressions are fast, not only for life extension and not only for good things, but also for the possibility to use arms, to use weapons. So it is especially important to have a more peaceful society where people are more able to empathy and also to compassion, if we just want that human beings survive the next decennia and the next centuries. This is also for another debate. I cannot approach all aspects related to this, and I will also not say that living longer is the solution to all these questions, to all this existential risk, the risk for the humanity, but still it is very important for me. And also, it is important to know that sometimes we see technological progressions as something that it's going without political choices. Okay, because we see the last 100 years, the world is the technological progressions are very fast, but it is not true that we cannot have a big influence on this. So, for example, sometimes you have very fast accelerations. You know that between the first thing in the space, the Sputnik, and the first man on the moon, there was only we had only 12 years. And sometimes also progressions slow down. For example, transportation. If you take a look at transportation, there is more difference between in the 40 years between the 1930 and 1970 than between 1970 and now. Planes are not going faster than the Concorde, trains are not going faster than the, I don't know who you say in English, TGV, the fast speed trains. Well, okay. And concerning aging, it depends. What's going to happen? Depends on technological progressions, and these technological progressions depends on societal political decisions. So I think it's always important not to say, well, it will happen anyway. That's not true. And even if it will happen anyway, well, that's not true. And the rhythm of progression, it's also depending on what we are doing. Okay. I want to say about sorry. I had also a slide, but the slide is not there anymore about digital immortality. But I will say a few words just in one sentence. This question of digital immortality, the possibility to let's say copy the brain on a computer, to say it in a few words. I think it's very interesting, but it is also related to the questions around artificial intelligence. And for me, artificial intelligence is something that can be also very dangerous. So to be short for this, but we could have hours of discussions, but to be short of on this, at the moment, I prefer that we improve our classical body, and that we try to make it possible for everybody to have longer and healthier lives with our classical body. And this is for me a priority, and the digital digital immortality, let's say, is not a priority, also because of the risk related to artificial intelligence, and because of the public opinion being certainly or very probably not ready for it at the moment. Okay, my conclusion, that was also, this conclusion was more for the meeting of posthumanism, where we were speaking about other possible enhancements. But so we can try to give people more senses, so better way to feel, more intelligence, more happiness, more resilience, or longer lives. But when we choose longer lives, this means more resilience, more intelligence, more happiness, more senses, and also this means less existential risk, and this is really very important in my opinion. Okay, so thank you for listening, and now you can ask questions, of course. And you have also, but most of you have it already, my email, and for the people living not too far away, don't forget to be in Paris in November 20 to November 22, because there will be there a transvision conference, so it will be about all aspects related to transhumanism, and one half day will be only about longevity. And of course, for the people who will not be able to go there, all speeches will be online also after the conference, and probably, I'm not sure yet, because one part will be in French, sorry, and one part in English, and probably there will be subtitles in English for everything, but that's not sure yet. Thank you for listening. I hope it was not too bad, because I had no time, because I had not time enough to prepare. So thank you.
Thank you, Didier. Anyone have a question? Please, you can ask Didier right away. Anyone?
Can I ask a question? No.
Yeah, please, Professor.
Sure.
Hello?
Hello, yeah,
Yeah,
please,
yes.
Professor.
Yes.
Do you believe that it is possible to gain immortality?
Well, this question of immortality first. There is what some scientists called biological immortality, and there is immortality, real immortality. So the real immortality, to avoid death in all cases, that's of course totally impossible at the moment, and probably it will be always totally impossible, because, for example, you cannot, because, for example, the Earth is going to disappear in a few billions of years because of the risk related to arms, okay, but because of many reasons. But you have what people calls biological immortality. So it means the fact that uh, human beings will not age anymore. And for this, concerning this question, do you think that biological immortality and the fact not to age will be one day possible? I think that the answer is yes. I don't see, there is not like a limit, like you have the speed of the light. There is there a limit, but concerning the fact that we could be able not to age anymore, I don't think a clear limit. Actually, the fact that there is an equilibrium between degradation and rejuvenation, and we could imagine that we could attain the kind of level where rejuvenation is always enough to compensate the process of degradation. So I think so. I will also try to read the text that there is on the chat to see if it is a question or not, because it's a long one. Let me read it. Somebody but thinks that they should be not because of our population. So okay, so this is, I think I will answer this question about overpopulation because it was one big part, but yeah.
Didier,
Didier, could you?
yeah,
Oh,
take it around, please.
Yes, Anton?
oh, okay. Didier, could you remind me your arguments against a fear of many people that lifespan extension can lead to immortal dictators?
Ah, okay. So yeah, well, let's say there are various parts in the answer. The first one is uh, most dictators don't die in their bed; they die of violence. That's one aspect. The second aspect is. But that's more general. That's also the question: what if old people try to be more in power, and they can stay in power for always? Well, one of the reasons people try to keep power, it's because they feel that they are advancing, that they are going to be older, and that they have less power, so they try to be I don't find it directly in English how to say it, but because they know that their power, their physical power is going to diminish, they try to really stick on the sorry, Kalluri. I have to mute you. Okay. So they try to keep what they have as power because they know that their power is declining. That's the second aspect, and the third aspect is about the fact that a society where people advance in age but don't degrade themselves is a society where there is potentially less violence, because life is more precious, because people, when they advance in age, commit less crimes. So really, for me, a society where people can live without time limitation is potentially a society, a more peaceful society. And also, but that's also what I said, some people will answer yes, but overpopulation. So I would come back on my answer about overpopulation in general. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, I totally agree with you, because otherwise I would not be in ILA. But few points on top of what you said. First, if we talk about dictatorship, it's not always about dictators in whole countries, but also we can observe dictatorship in science, for instance, because I can speak about Ukraine, Russia, and some other countries where one person can be a director of the institute for more than 50 years, and such people often block and makes tyranny to compete with other researchers. And they usually die of aging, unfortunately. Nobody kills them. And the other possible problem is that if we look at those who risk their lives and actively participated in throwing out the dictators, usually it is students. So in a society where there are a lot of people of young age, it is easier to overthrow tyranny because more people are willing to go to the streets. But in a society where most of the people are, I don't know, 50, 60, 80, 100 years old, maybe less people will be interested in risking their lives trying to overthrow dictators.
Yeah, well, I would say that's also the argument science advances one funeral at a time. Yeah, I can agree that let's say that there are solutions for this for in the scientific field and also in the political field. In the political field, that's very in most in many democratic constitutions, you have this rule saying, okay, if you were in power, like for the president of the US, 2 times, you have to stop, and after that you have to leave. So in a society where people can live without limitation, you could apply also this rule. For example, for scientists, once you've spent 10 or 20 years in one field, you have to change to do something else. So you can imagine this. On the other side, what you are saying, the problem of people keeping their, let's say, people longer in charge in their scientific field, and this being a problem. We can see that people are living longer nowadays than 1 century ago, and we can see also that scientific progression is faster now than 1 century ago. So globally, the fact that people live longer and stay longer in charge is still well, globally positive, but it's not positive in all places.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I have one question.
Yes.
Do you think Ebola
I'm listening.
Ebola, you know, the Ebola, the virus which is
Yeah, just
flying
the
these
sound
days.
is very low. Maybe you can put it higher for you or come closer to the mic.
Hello, is
Yeah,
it good?
better.
Is it better now?
Yeah, quite better. Yes.
Okay. Do you think Ebola has existential risk at this time? The Ebola virus, which is
No,
in news all these days for
no.
past few days.
Well, for this, the answer is short. No, I don't think that there is. Well, certainly no existent. First, an existential risk, that is a risk that could really destroy humanity. So I don't think that Ebola itself could destroy humanity, and even it's not. Well, it's a bad disease, but once you know how to handle it, the risk is not a very big one. It's this disease does exist since I don't know any. I'm not at all a specialist, but certainly 20 years, and
Okay.
it stays in Africa. But of course, you can imagine a situation where one so let's say the economic consequences of one disease, of one other catastrophe would be so bad that after a while economy collapses and then the society collapses and then it becomes an existential risk. But it's not an existential risk by itself, for me, certainly not.
Okay.
But let's say that's maybe when you try to find solutions concerning life extension, there are risks related to there are bio-risks indeed, but these bio-risks are not for me the biggest existential risks.
Okay.
Okay.
So as of now, you just think the immortality is for richer people, whether in India, US, Australia, any part of the world. It is for rich at this moment.
Well, for the moment, biological immortality doesn't exist. So you have a difference between life expectancy for rich people and life expectancy for poor people. But
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
take a
Okay.
look, globally between countries, the gap between rich countries and poor countries is decreasing, not increasing. And one of my priorities is really to let's say to promote public research concerning life extension, because it is potentially useful for all inhabitants of the planet, and because it is in terms of equity better to have it available freely, or at least for a very low cost for everybody, than than to have it only for a few. But once again, for me, the risk that these technologies, if they become available, would be only for rich people is low on is almost nothing on a long term, and is low even on a short or middle term.
Okay.
Let's take one example. AIDS disease. The 20 years ago, it was a deadly disease for everybody. 10 years ago, it was a deadly disease only for. It was a deadly disease except for rich people, and now it's a deadly disease for let's say probably 40% of the population who has the disease, and probably in 10 years it will be a deadly disease for nobody. Well, hopefully, probably, and hopefully, because of one of the reasons is the patents are not well. Patents are for 20 years, and there are 20 years that these drugs do exist. But another reason is also that there was political, social, economic pressure to make it more available to less rich people. But the big difference between AIDS and diseases related to old age, the big difference is that diseases related to old age are concerned all inhabitants of the world. AIDS was concerning maybe, I don't know, I don't know exactly the number of people, but many people, but not the majority of the inhabitants of the world. So the
Okay.
pressure to make it available to everybody is at least 10 times higher.
Mm. So, do you think this is the right point in history to be involved in this topic at this moment? Just
Yes,
the
sure.
right point, because so
Yeah,
many
well,
people are doing this.
yes, you certainly, well, since probably more or less 15 years, for the first time in the humanity, most people who are dying of diseases
Mm.
related to old age. It's two-thirds of the people. Well, there are 150,000 people dying each day, and more or less
Yeah.
100,000. So 150,000 people dying each day, and more or less 100,000 people are dying of disease related to old age. And when you take a look
Yeah.
at scientific research, not there's more scientific research related to other aspects of health than to diseases related to old age. So it is really the moment when
Mhm.
we should more work on this. And also because I wasn't speaking about the solutions and also not about the diseases, but we are not progressing very fast concerning neurodegenerative diseases, especially not advancing very fast for Alzheimer's disease. And if we don't want most people to die of Alzheimer's disease, or at least if you don't want 40% of the population to die of the Alzheimer's disease, we have to progress there.
Mm.
Because for the rest, we are progressing
Mm.
already. So we have to, because I think nobody wants to die of Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah. How was the conference in Belgium, the recent one which you organized? I mean, lot of very important speakers came to that conference. Must have been a good one.
Yeah, it was really something very successful. It was finished the
Yeah.
day before yesterday. There
Okay.
were very interesting people, among other, of course, Daya, who is here.
Yeah.
Avi, I see you, Avi. He wasn't able to come because of uh, problems of passport, but it's a sad thing. But for the rest, it was really great. I was really very happy about this, and
Yeah. Yeah.
most speeches will be online soon.
Okay.
Okay, I could
That's
speak
great.
long about this, but it was really great.
Sorry for
Okay. Yeah,
interrupting.
I mean, I just had a look at the website and so many important
Uh,
speakers were there. So it seemed
Yeah,
like a really good conference.
yeah.
Sorry for interrupting you guys. Let's move because we
Yeah,
already
I,
crossed the time.
I just want to say two last sentences.
Yes,
First, thank
please,
you
please.
very much for the people who were organizing this.
Thank
This
you
is
very
great.
much.
And second, I hate when people are leaving just after their speech, but I will do it. It's really not because I don't want to listen to you. Certainly not. Totally in contrary. But I have, well, a few of you saw the invitation. I have another meeting who was starting officially 10 minutes ago, and it's about the debriefing of this Euro symposium and about our monthly meeting. So once again, very sorry to leave you, and thank you for everything, and
Didier,
goodbye.
Didier, how about this? I just sent my presentation. I will just try if we can. I can just give the presentation. I can share the presentation.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I will
if
take.
you can stay for 5-10 minutes.
No, it's really not possible, but I will, of
Okay,
course,
okay,
open after all presentations, and maybe ask questions and so on. But thank you very much for organizing this, and sorry that I have to
okay,
leave. Goodbye.
okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. So, Didier presentation is nice, and of course, as everyone knows, need to leave for another meeting, which already started 10 minutes ago. So, We can move for another lecture. Siddharth, would you like to start your lecture
Yeah,
again, or
let's see if I can do my talk because
okay,
okay.
okay, so
I'll just share my screen again. Okay.
okay.
Okay, just a moment. Screen share.
Hello, everyone. While the screen share is going on, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Avi Roy. I'm based out here at Oxford, and many of you know me, but some of you may not. Thanks for the invitation. But I'm finishing up my PhD in research on aging, and I host a lot of meetings here in Oxford, and I run a lot of societies here in Oxford, and we are setting up to do research on aging on a large scale in Europe, at the same scale that we do it back home in the States, and also have lots of participation from the Asian continent as well. So our vision, both at Oxford and the Biogerontology Foundation here in the UK, in collaboration with the Sense Foundation and several other universities based in Europe and in UK, is to expand research on aging and the technology transfer from, as we see in Bay Area in the States, to Europe and Asia. So I'm gonna shut up now so Siddharth can do his presentation. But I just want to say
Okay,
hello.
hi, hello. I
Hello,
just
Avi.
saw that you are organizing that Oxford group, the transhumanist group in Oxford. So it's really good. I mean, I started one sort of that group in University of Western Australia, and this is India Future Society is the sort of group existing in India. So yeah, I mean, we are trying to do almost same work which other transhumanist and these sort of groups are doing around the world. Okay, I'll try to start with my presentation. I'm just
Are you able
sharing
to?
my screen.
Are you able to, Siddharth?
Yeah, I mean, I am able to from my side, but I don't know why it is not working on you will have to click on my icon, on the video, so that you will be able to see my presentation.
You probably go back to Hangout. You should stay with your presentation, not go back to Hangout. So I still see you. I don't see your presentation. Maybe just the idea.
Okay, now.
Yeah,
Now
it's
it's good.
visible
Yes.
now. Can you move slides?
Okay. I mean, I hope it stays this way then entire. Okay, is it all good now?
It's
Yes.
it. Oh, you are. Don't switch to the slide to your Hangout. Just keep yourself on your slide.
Okay, let's do it this way. So, are you able to? I'm on the first slide. Are you able to see the first slide?
No, no, no. Okay, let's move to next one. And in meanwhile, I will help you to set up the slide. There's a one mistake you are doing probably because of that the slide is not showing up. Okay,
No.
is it
I'm
okay?
mistake as in I'm just sharing it, and you will have to click on the icon on my icon in the video.
You are visible to everyone.
I am visible now. Is the slide
You have
visible?
you just have to stay with the slides. I think that's it. You just have to
Okay.
Yeah,
stay with
that's
the
it.
So
slides.
okay. So now is the slide visible?
No,
Ilia, are you able to see the slides?
No. I see.
I'm telling you the things. Let's still that one presentation we can move on the another speaker. Is it okay you? Is it okay for you?
Let me just try one last time. I'm sharing.
You are not sharing the slide rather than the window with Hangout window.
Okay, now are you able to see?
Just Hangout window.
You are just seeing the Hangout video. How about this? Yeah, Avinash or Ilia, can you share it for me? You have the slide, right?
That's a good idea. 1 second.
Yeah, either Ilia or Avinash, you share, and I will just start with the presentation.
Okay.
So Avinash, you will
I think
share?
this is better.
I need to check where is the slide. Yeah, Siddharth, just don't switch the window. Oh
Okay, now is it okay?
no. You just switch the window from the slide to Hangout. That's why the slide's gone. Just keep yourself on the slide.
Yes.
Your video will not appear while you are presenting yourself. Okay.
Okay,
Anyway,
now
no, it's not. I think at the moment we can move on the next, and I'm telling you what's the problem on the back side. Okay, is it okay for you?
no. How about you just start the, because I am able to see that I am sharing the screen. You
Yeah,
have to go to this.
there's a there's a one. Uh, you are switching windows from slide to
Yeah,
Hangout.
can
That's
you
why.
keep it on the presentation?
Just keep yourself on the presentation, and
Yeah, now it is on the presentation.
no, you are showing your Hangout.
Okay, so I have sent the presentation. No, you share it from your side, Avinash or Ilya,
Okay.
and I will speak from my side. I think
Okay.
Do we have
this is the
slides?
best thing to do.
Do you see yourself now? Just tell me when to switch slide because I don't see myself either.
Yeah, just make, yeah. Can you change the slides, Ilia?
Okay, just see. Does it change for you?
Yeah, it's changing. Just
Okay.
make it
Yeah, I make them big,
yeah.
and you tell me when
Well,
to shift.
usually you have a choice. You can either share a whole desktop or share some windows. So maybe you should just choose your presentation window. In such case, you will be free to open and look in your Hangout because only your window will be shared.
Yeah, that's the reason.
That's okay. I
So
have the best view now. That's fine.
Anyway, Ilia is going
yeah,
to
I
help.
think Ilya has already started the
Can you
presentation.
Ilia make it big?
No, that's the biggest I can.
Oh, is it already? Can you change the slide? Oh, I think again the problem is same.
Same?
No, I am able to see the slide. It is on the first slide, right?
Yeah, it's but Ilia is changing it.
You don't see the change now?
No.
Oh, that's great. Um,
Share the whole uh,
How?
desktop rather than the one window.
yeah. Okay, and now do you see it now?
No, it's not changing. Actually, just make.
And now did it change
Yes,
now?
it is changing. It is changing.
Okay, so that's how it's going to be. I can make it better, a bit bigger. That's probably because
Okay,
I did
so
full
I'll start
screen.
with the.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. I
Okay,
think
I'll
when you
start
go
with
full
the
screen,
first.
you cannot share.
No.
That's
Yeah. What you can do, first make the slide full screen. Okay. But first make the slide full screen. Then
Yeah.
go back to your Google Hangout, make the share with that full screen slide window, and that's it. So you need to make the slide full window first.
Okay. But
Just
now I can't go to my
you can go, just push your Windows button plus D.
Yeah, I cannot. Sorry. No.
Or you can just click on the Windows button. Is there any window button on the keyboard?
No, not for me. No. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think we are. I think better to move at the moment. And let me try with
No,
on my side. Let me try on my side. Once, hold a second. Have you shared the slide on the?
Ilia, I mean, Ilia was, yeah, Ilia went to the second slide, no? So it did go to the second slide.
It's not.
Yeah, but
It's
it
not.
was still small. You know, it was
It's
still
very too.
small.
It's too small. Where is the slide? Can anyone please send on email, please?
I've already sent to the Gmail, Avinash.
Okay, Gmail. Okay. Sorry for guys. Sorry for that.
Maybe
I'm just checking. After that, any one of you, please, if there's a better to share one slide on email or somewhere. Siddharth, can you share the slide again? I'm not able to see your email. I got it. I
send
got it.
it to the, I replied on the
I
Gmail, all
I
of
got
you.
it.
Yes, and I also forwarded
There
to
are
you
two
now again.
slides. Which one is your preferred?
It is one is PPT, one is PPTX. You can go in any.
Okay. There are
I
two
mean, if you
versions
are
of the
able
same.
to open PPTX, then open the PPTX. Otherwise, PPT will be good.
Okay, I'm opening. Hold a second.
I don't know why when I am sharing, it is showing all good on my side. I don't know what is happening.
You are switching windows to that
No,
slide
man,
to your
it's already when
Hangout.
I'm on the
That's
slide, it
why
is
it
showing
will
that I am
disappear after
showing.
showing up.
I don't think so. It
When you show the slide,
Hello,
when
Om
I'm
Valerie.
on the
I'm sharing it now. Okay. Are you able to visible my your shared slide? Hello, Siddharth. Siddharth,
Yes, I can.
are you able to see changing slide also?
I think he left or he got disconnected.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you see. I see.
I think we can move on the next. And Professor Rao, would you like to speak first, or Ilia should speak first?
Professor Rao first. Professor Rao first, please.
Professor Rao, are you there?
Professor Rao.
Professor Rao, are you there?
You wanted to call him because he really makes a lot of.
Okay.
The computer makes a lot of noise.
Actually, Professor Rao, I think Ilia, you can take over at the moment, and we can move.
Okay, and you try to call Professor Rao if see
Yeah.
what.
In meanwhile, I'm caught up and doing some settings. Okay.
Okay, so let's see what happens with me now. Okay, that's not me. That is me. Okay. So, do you see my shared slide?
Yes.
But it's small, right? But still you can see something. Okay, so
You are not trying my PPT?
we thought we were going to somewhere else. So, Siddharth, you want to go to your PPT again? No?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just finish it fast because mine is not like 30, 40
Okay.
minutes. It will be 10, 15 minutes.
Yes, please,
I'm
then go
sharing
back.
the
We thought you were switching to somewhere else. Beside it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got disconnected. That is why.
Okay. Now you can see the slide. Is it that?
Yeah.
So you can continue. Just tell me next. So I will change the slide. Okay.
Okay, Avinash, you are sharing.
Yeah, I'm sharing, and just tell me the next. So I will change the next page.
Okay, wait.
Okay. So you can continue.
Okay, so we are on the first slide. Everybody able to see?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, just an introduction who I am. I'm just working with Avinash, Ilia for a long time now in IFS. So I am the co-founder of IFS. I'm working in IBM as an engineer. I also did MSc in physics, gravitational wave research from University of Western Australia for 2 years, 2011 to 2013, and I have a 4 years BTech in instrumentation from 2006 to 2010. And in the first slide, I have just mentioned my website. I have just prepared a dummy website which people can go and people can just have a look about my work and all the things I have been doing recently related to transhumanism and longevity, life extension. Okay, Avinash, can we go to the second slide? Okay, so coming on to the second slide, we on the I just want to highlight the work which we have been doing since last 1.5 years. So I have just posted a screenshot of the work of our work, which was published in IEEE website. And on the right hand side, there is a screenshot of the future of longevity. The same again, the IEEE website. I think yeah, Ilia and the people from IEEE, they helped to get the work on the website. Okay, so moving to the third slide. Avinash, can we go to the okay? In the third slide, I am just showing that in the IEEE website there was a roadmap. There was a roadmap for 2013 and 2014 for life extension and longevity work, in which all these different countries were mentioned: Finland, Japan, Italy, Egypt, India, Israel, France. So in that work, work which was from India, it was from our side, from India Future Society side. And if you will click on that link, India link, it will show the work which we have done. So on the right hand side, there is a screenshot by of Ilia, the work which is published in the IEEE website. It shows celebration of International Longevity Day around the world. It has work from all around the world, and it has work from Belgium, all different countries, and India too. So yeah, basically I just wanted to highlight where our work has been visible across the world. Okay, can we go to the fourth slide? Coming on to the fourth slide, this is again the International Longevity Alliance website, in which you can see in the India section the seminars by myself and Avinash was published. The events we organized in 2013 in March 2000 October 2013. Then we organized an event in March 2014. Okay, can we go to the fifth slide? Next slide. Okay, so here I'm showing a screenshot of the Future Day website. The Future Day is the futureday.org website, which is run by Adam Ford. Adam Ford has been, I mean, he is doing really good work in Humanity Plus Melbourne and Humanity Plus Australia. So he has like very large, he has interviewed a lot of people, and he has interviewed and he has created this website in which he published about this. So we have our work which we did in India for last 2 years. It got published in the Future Day website. So yeah, it's really so yeah, this shows that the recognition we got for our work for the past 2 years. So I'm just highlighting that. If you go to the sixth slide, Avinash. No, just before this, not the picture one. Yeah, the Paris. Again, it is the futureday.org website, and it has listed the work, the Future Day conference which he organized, organized in Kanpur, and myself organized in a different part of India. Then in the screenshot you can see there are all the other countries listed, like Paris, Seattle in US. Okay, can we go to the slide? Okay, so I'm just showing a picture of the event organized last year. I mean, we took a lot of pictures, but I'm just showing one picture. Avinash is there in organizing event in Kanpur. Myself, I'm organizing event. So both are these in 2013 October, and yeah. So these two events are for October 13, and now if Avinash has gone to the 8th slide. This event is for 2014. We organized a live conference. It was a really successful one, in which again very distinguished speakers came to participate and help us with the conference. Miriam James Huggs, director of IEEE, Clyde Christopher, the one who is doing virtual reality stuff, which is very famous, augmented reality, which is very famous work these days, because Facebook has just acquired a startup called Oculus Rift for more than $2 billion, and Clyde's work is almost same on the same line. So it's really, and we had my senior, there is a guy, he is in a international, he is a multinational company for last 5 years. He is now settled in Philippines. So yeah, they all came to this came forward for this conference. Avinash, can we go to the next slide? Okay, this is the Future Day event for 2013. You can see so many people joined us, and it was a really hard work. We had to invest a lot of money. We had to invest a lot of manpower, and we gathered all these people. We gathered children. We gathered professionals, very distinguished people of the Jharkhand state in India. I mean, Jharkhand is the state from where I belong. Yeah, so there are two pictures. In the above picture, you see people are just sitting and stuff. Okay, so this was all the past year. What is the accomplishment for this year? Avinash, can we go to the next? Okay, what is the accomplishment for this year, 2014? Accomplishment is we are organizing this year's International Longevity Day 2014 with distinguished speakers from several countries around the globe: India, Israel, USA, Russia, yeah, Belgium. And these are the name and the designation of the people who are coming forward for our effort. Avinash is the founder, me, Didier, you had a presentation from Didier, then Valeria Pride, director of KrioRus, Kalluri Subba from India, Monirul Islam, Ilia Stambler, Daria Khalterina from Russia, Zoltan Estevan from USA, Linus Peterson. He is busy. He will be joining us. He said that he will just join us for his talk, like Didier. He will not be here for the entire presentation. So I'm expecting Linus in some time. Okay. Yeah. If we can go to the next slide. No, just yeah. In this slide, I am just mentioning what in the second point is I met all the important people. I mean, Ilia, Didier, Daria, and Kalluri on the conference which happened in Hyderabad, Novotel, Hyderabad. So it was really a good opportunity as a representative for these researchers as well, and for India Future Society as well, that I got a chance to go in real time and meet, because the best way to communicate is like go in person. So I just met all these people in person. I attended the conference. I also got a chance to meet the longevity and life extension researchers from India. I mean, I was not expecting many, but I found that there are more than 10 to 15. I have the cards for all of them. Maybe I can use when it is required. Then I attended the full 2-day conference. I got a chance from Ilia to, I mean, he allowed to attend the 2-day conference. I attended the lecture meeting. Then Avinash, he published about the same in the IFS website, and we published the articles and the pictures from the meeting. And we have been publishing about longevity, life extension, aging, and transhumanism research and quizzes on the same subject on IFS website. Most of this publishing is done by Avinash, but the work sometimes is by other authors. We have life extension and longevity researchers. I mean, Aubrey, Elena, Ilia, James, Natasha, Zoltan, Franco Cortis, Christine Gasper, Christy Armstrong for on board with IFS for last 1.5 years. So this shows that people have confidence in us, and so we will soon we will complete second year with all these distinguished members. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So this was it from IFS. Can we go to the next slide? Okay. Recently, I was just talking to Stephen Boegard. He is the director of Cryonics Institute US. So he expressed interest in IFS, and he expressed interest in coming on board with IFS. So that is a good sign for us, because more people, more good work, better work. On a personal note, I started working at IBM since February. Okay, I have few pictures of myself with Didier and Ilia in the conference, during the conference. And you can also go to I have provided the link to the full Facebook album, in which you can see almost 54 to 60 pictures of the conference. So yeah, I mean, if anybody of you are not in my Facebook friend list, you can go to this link and you can see the full photos. I mean, this is just 2 photos, but believe me, there were lots of them. Just to visit this link and have a look. Can we go to the next slide? Okay, in the next slide, yeah, I'm just showing the work. The Ilia was giving a talk, so there is a picture of Ilia. Then Kalluri and other team members who joined the conference in Novotel, Hyderabad. They joined the specific the talk by all these speakers. Then in the downside, we have member from WHO, all the professors, Didier, Ilia, yeah, and myself. So yeah, I think this is a good photo because it shows all the people. Okay, next slide. Going to the next slide, I am just showing what are the happenings and development around the world. I'm just giving an update on this. So I mean, most of the longevity researchers will be will be up to date with this information, but yeah, still just giving an information. Longevity as a field of research is becoming more well known around the globe. More well known reputed organizations are joining the effort to make this happen. For example, there is this article by Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook, then Yuri Milner. He is a physicist, the same subject as I was doing, and a billionaire. Then co-founder of Google, Sergey Brin, they launched a effort called Breakthrough Prize in Life Sciences Foundation. So that got published in reputed uh, reputed uh, website, motherboard.vice. Okay, can we go to the next slide? Yeah, so this is just a screenshot of that, screenshot of the same article which was published with all the pictures of these important people and the article which was published. Okay, can we go to the next slide, please, Avinash? Now there is this prize, breakthrough prize, and the second is Google launched an initiative called Calico, California Life Company. I mean, it was very amazing to see one Arthur Levinson, who is the PhD and CEO of Genentech. I have a friend working in Genentech in USA, so he joined the Calico board. He is heading that. Can we go to the next slide, please? Now there was a recent article by Stephen Wolfram. Stephen Wolfram is a PhD, and again he is a physicist. So you see there are so many physicists involved in this. Yuri Milner, Stephen Wolfram, all these people. So Stephen Wolfram, for those who don't know, maybe who are in the scientific field, they will know he is the founder of MathWorks. He is the founder of this Mathematica software. Which is one of the most used software by scientists and research students around the world. So he said in an article, I am showing the screenshot, that when there is no reason something is not possible, it ends up being possible. So he shows he was giving a speech that immortality is possible. Okay, can we go to the next slide? In this, I am just showing the initiative Palo Alto Longevity Prize in Silicon Valley. So Silicon Valley, it's a place where there's a hub for the startup business, and all these millionaires and billionaire people who are there, all these businessmen. So it's a good place to start an initiative like this, and it has member of like I have just listed few members: Junian, president of Palo Alto Ventures. So see, you see all these connections, that all these businessmen are coming onto this longevity work. So it is not just about health at this point. It is more like a popular science, because it's like launching a mission to Mars, launching a mission to Moon, because all these popular people, all these important people are putting their effort. Then Reese Jones was there, Sonia Harrison, who is from 100 plus, Steve Jurvetson, he is the director of Draper Fisher Foundation, SpaceX, Tesla Motor. Aubrey de Grey is there also. So yeah, and he is also advising us in India Future Society. Can we go to the next slide, please, Avinash? Okay, these are the initiatives. I mean, I'm not an expert, but still, I'm just listing. I have just listed a few initiatives and organizations who are doing this work, just to prove that there are so many initiatives at this point. Like in silico medicine, Longicity International and Israeli Longevity Alliance, Long Now Foundation, Alcor Life Extension, American Aging Association, Cryonics Institute, SENS Research Foundation, ELPI Foundation, so many. Global Genes Project, Global 2045 Project, Humanity Plus, then DARPA in US itself is working. I mean, DARPA is one of the, I mean, everybody know DARPA. DARPA itself is working on some of these, then Halcyon Molecular. All these nice organizations are working on this topic. Can we go to the next slide, Avinash, please? Then there are these recent conferences being organized on this topic. So I was just briefing this and thought it would be good to include all this in the talk. So we have this in conference, International Symposium of Geroprotectors. which was organized by which about which I came to know about from Alex. He is the founder of In Silico, then Euro Symposium on Healthy Aging, which Didier was organizing recently. Then ILA is organizing website. I mean, or this conference for more than 2 years. I mean, more than that, for more so many countries around the world. Then there is a conference. One interesting conference I came to know about was Longevity Now conference, which was organized recently in California, US. I saw that there are lots of people whom I never whom I never knew. They were in that conference, the Longevity Now conference. It was in California, US. Okay, can we go to the next slide? Uh, books on, yeah, I mean books on aging and longevity. There are books on this subject. Because I am in touch with Ilia, so I just know about his book. But I am sure there are a lot of books who are books like by Aubrey and yeah, I mean definitely there must be more, because so many people are there. So many. I just came to know about this book, so I mentioned about this book. Yeah, so there are books people can read and get to know about this subject. So we are promoting all this on our IFS website. So the ways of implementation of immortality and longevity is I just have listed all these topics, and some of the topics have already been discussed by the speakers, like Avinash talked about mind uploading. So there are organizations like Brain Initiative by US government, Carbon Copies by Randall Cohen, then genetic modification, cryonics, cloning and body part replacement, nanotechnology, anti-aging drugs. So yeah, I mean all these initiatives are there. So it is a good sign for this subject and to be get involved in this subject. And we another slide, last slide I have. Yeah, I mean recently I mean I because my slide has the screenshot, but this slide is not having the screenshot. And there was an article on longevity and immortality in New Scientist. For the interested people, I can send the link. So yeah, it's a good topic to be uh, involved in, and uh, for people to be involved in at this point of time. So yeah, thanks for all the time, and if you have any questions, please ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyone would like to ask anything about IFS Society or IFA?
Yes, yes. What are your next plans? You know, the site is registered. What's next? And maybe some underwater stone, something that you need that the global community may help you. What do you want to develop?
At the moment, we are looking for the two special things. First, of course, the fund supports, and secondly, more more supporter, or could be the promoters for IFS within India, because there are very few researchers or the people who really thought or thinking about this subject in India especially. There are a lot of promotion and things are going on in Western world, even in Europe, but it's really very less such initiative and such promotion in India. So of course, these two things we are planning to do somehow to get. First is
What
the, of course,
we
funding, maybe
Yeah,
by
we had the plan for crowdfunding for the IFS website, because we are not an expert on this subject. So I don't know. I mean, how we can, but the best way at least we can develop is we can crowdfund for ourselves, for IFS at least. So we have that plan still, and support from international community. I think like Avi is involved in Oxford transhumanist community. So he is like promoting this subject in Oxford Institute. So what we can do is, if because if when people go to Oxford, when people go to US, they get help from AVI to be involved in this. But so similarly, we as a body can help for any such organization, for any such promotions or any